Hello and welcome back to whatever it is I do here. Today I'm coming at you coming at you from my gym parking lot. I don't even know if I'm gonna keep that in there. So we're obviously not in the shop right now. I decided to do a little sit down video. We haven't done a sit down video in my car since I think maybe last year. And it's winter time and there's not a lot of fun car stuff you can do. It's 16 degrees out. It just snowed last night. Okay, so on my Instagram about a week ago, I put up a Q&A deal so you can ask me questions. I've always wanted to do one of these videos. It's already getting cold in here. I don't want the heater on because then it's like... So, we're gonna start with Instagram questions, and then there's a few I pulled from my channel on a couple videos that I never answered to, that I didn't know I didn't answer to. I'm really bad at that. So the first question I have is actually from my friend Alex, aka Onion. He said, when are we going to Texas? And actually, I'm going to Texas. It should be like the first or second week of March. I'm super excited for that because I'm going to the Houston area and I want to check it out, and I just want to see if that's somewhere I want to live. That was out loud, wasn't it? Sorry, Mom. She's scared of me going to Texas. But yeah, that's a long-term goal of mine. I'm done with the snow. I'm done with storing the R for the winter. Gilitog Hitch, Gilido. Oh, maybe it's Gilido. Gilido, install airbags in the suspension to your Jetta, question mark? You know, first of all, the R is priority with getting bags for sure. Like, that's the plan for spring, is to get her on air suspension. I'm still under CPO warranty on the Jetta, so there's a lot of things I don't want to do that I want to do, but honestly, the R is priority as far as modifications go. This is my A to B car. I want this thing to stay reliable, and I want it to look clean, and I don't want it to draw attention to police officers. So if you like drive through a small town, they literally are so bored that they'll pull you over for anything. So if you do anything to your car, you're sticking out like a sore thumb. Like, they're on that shit. You're supposed to have a front plate in Wisconsin. I don't have a front plate on either of my vehicles, and I mean, I've never got pulled over for it. Knock on wood. I don't have wood. There's wood outside. There's trees. How crazy would it be if I just went and knocked on that tree right now? Well, that was, it was worth it, because now I'm not going to get pulled over. Trust me. I had to knock on the wood. But yeah, I'm definitely not going to modify anything on the Jetta until I'm out of that warranty. Jason May. Jason May. If you had to trade in the R for one car, what would it be? That's actually a really good one. And that's easy. RS3. That is the goal. Sir, you're in my shot. RS3 all day, every day. When I was driving the R and I got my ass whipped, got my ass handed to me by an RS3. And I was like, yep, that's the one, Johnny. Of course, I'm gonna go mainstream and get a Nardo gray color, but sorry. So we have Notchback, 1993. How long have you been? I'm just kidding. How long have you been a service advisor, and do you like what you do? I've been a service advisor for going on 4 years now. I do love being a service advisor because I mean, there's moments, you have your moments where you just want to freaking walk out and die. I like going back and being able to see what goes on in the shop and have a visual on that. Like, I want to have cars as my hobby. I do not want to have it as occupation. I don't want to work on other people's shit boxes. I mean, I don't mean to sound like that. No, I just don't want to work on other people's vehicles. It's a shit ton of hours, which is the downside, but I don't have a life anyways, so work is kind of my life. Just going above and beyond, doing what you gotta do. Anyways, next question. Brian Martinez asks, what song makes you drive faster? Ooh. I'm not gonna say the Tokyo Drift theme song. Gosh, there was this one song that I was driving to this summer and I was like, this is it, this is my song. See, I just listened to a lot of 90s alternative and none of that's, I've been driving the Jetta, so I don't have a reason. Like, I try to downshift and I go absolutely nowhere. Just kidding, the Jetta's actually a little bit torquey, but I love reggaeton music a lot. I love Nicky Jam. He's like my freaking shit. But there's this song that I think it's like from 2001 and it's called In La Cama, which means in the bed. If you translate it, it's super inappropriate, but it like anything reggaeton like really gets me fucking going. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that terribly, but I do apologize for the lighting. It's really bad. How's that? That's a little better. It's like the sun's not coming in and making a glare anymore. So, next question. My friend Ani, yes. He asked, what is the square root of VW? First of all, I suck at math. This isn't a real question, obviously, but I just wanted to see if something would pop up. Okay, I'm kind of upset because I really wanted there to be an answer to that, but there's not. So sorry, Ani, I have no idea. Maybe someday someone will figure this out. CT_Nervash asked me, are you going to Wookiees in the Woods 2022? I want to so bad, believe me, and I probably still can. I'm just gonna have to look into it. I'm like thinking about the R, and she just went to Louisville. So from where I am right now, it would only take me 11 hours and 23 minutes with no piss stops. Maybe. It's up in the air. Next question. Kind off at asked, when are you moving to California? Never in my life of being a human being. Ever. And I've never been there. Yeah, no, I'll definitely visit, but I'm not living there. Stints Row 99. Why are you so awesome? Need answers. You know, I just wake up and I just go. That's my answer. I just wake up and I do it. And it is whatever I have to get done. Does that make sense? I'm just me, and then I do it, and then I go to bed. Okay, next question. O'Neill.dzouza asked, what workout diet and program do you follow? I'm so excited about this question because I'm super into that shit. So actually, I'm here for leg day right now, which I'm gonna get out, and I didn't want to drink this during this whole thing because I knew damn well I was gonna be like, anyways, next question. Yeah, no, I'm not drinking my pre-workout until I am like towards the end of this video. I am definitely trying to focus more on gaining muscle. I started at like 112. I'm at 118 right now. I've been going to the gym for a while, but I've been being very consistent within the past 3 months, I want to say now. I can just insert my workouts here. It really depends on how I'm feeling that day, pushing myself, and time-wise, like sometimes I wake up in the morning and I go work out. I don't know, I'm more of like an afternoon or late night kind of person. But yeah, that is my workout routine right here. As far as eating goes, so I have like a whole Pinterest board of meal prep ideas that are always high protein. I try to stick to like actual meat. I try to stay away from like protein supplements or like not that there's anything wrong with it, but like, you know, like soy and beans and the plant-based shit. Like, I do a lot of research and I try to just stick to actual meat instead of that. Of course, it's good to get those proteins, but sometimes it's just empty protein because you're not getting the right amount of amino acids that you really should. So your numbers of protein could go up in the day, but are you actually getting the full amount that you could potentially get eating animal meat? Diets, a lot of eggs. I literally buy like 24 eggs a week. I meal prep everything Sunday night, which would be tonight. I usually post them on my story. So I basically just get all of my ideas from Pinterest for meal prepping and workout routines. Okay, that's it. Next question. Dirt Nasty Dave. Take me out to dinner, lol. You live in Ohio, Dave. I can't. Well, I could drive there right now, but sorry. Anyone remember Dave from ECS Tuning? Serwinski, I don't know, asks, as a fellow VDub enthusiast to another, why VDub? So initially I was a big JDM fan. I love DSM. That's actually my bread and butter. That's the car I really started digging in and doing research on. Of course, fanboying Paul Walker's 2G clips and the first Fast and Furious. So my friend in high school bought a Mark IV GTI. That's the first car I learned how to drive stick in when I was 16, and I've just been hooked ever since. I think it's the crayon smell. It just like got into my nose and I was like, and then just Audis and Volkswagens in general. And that's how I got the TT, because I wanted something all-wheel drive, so I got Quattro, and then my 1.8 Turbski with the AMU block. And then I got, of course, that came with the KO4, so that made me fall deeply in love, even though it was a piece of shit falling apart. But that's okay, that's how I learned how to fix a lot of things. So, but overall, just how sophisticated the interior is, exterior, how well everything's designed, German engineering and the technology versus other manufacturers. Anyways, next question. That was way too long. Tanner_1019. What are some of the future plans for the R? Like I mentioned earlier, I'm definitely gonna do bags in the springtime. That is like my #1 thing right now. I also want to find out if I do bags, why there's this slight little rattle at parking lot speeds driving around. And after bags, I really want to do an E30 tune. You know, my block can handle a lot more. I'm just under 400 horse right now. The EA 888 engine that I have is able to withtake like 500 horsepower, and my clutch is rated for 580 foot-pounds of torque, which that's good. I gotta find the money. I don't know where it is. Where's the money? Jordan E. Mueller. A Mueller? Bueller? I don't know. Emu. Sorry. How old are you? I am 24 years young. I just turned 24 last month. And, yeah. It's weird. I was just driving here and I'm like, wow, I feel like I'm 19 still. Coley for Peace asks, Kayla, why you so obsessed with cars though? Question mark, exclamation point, question mark. You know, something about cars.
Something about engines that calms me down.
Just gets me going. Jesse, anybody? I never even asked myself that question before. Why am I so obsessed with cars? You give me like a modified VR6 or a modified 1.8T and it's like, you know, a Lambo, you can do some stuff and things to it, but it's already there, you know, you're at the supercar point. And I have nothing against supercars, it's just I literally prefer like taking something and making it your own and then saying, I did that. Like that to me is just really cool. Just the way they look, the way they sound. Speed has a big thing to do with that. Making your car faster. Like the feeling of having a car that's stock and then going in and modifying it and being able to pull and like see differences at the track and beat times and everything like that is just, the adrenaline starts going. To me, that's just super exciting, like because you worked for it kind of thing. And there's patience involved, and like everything nowadays is like there's nothing, you know, you have to manually take everything apart. You can't just download, I mean, you can get a tune, but if you need supporting mods or anything like that, you can literally sit there and be like, yep, that's my build. I did that shit. All right, now we have some YouTube questions that I kind of filtered through. They're just comments that I have not replied to yet. All right, Darian Bogosian. He asked me if I ever found that screw that I dropped in the previous video while doing my traction control button install. Mr. Delivery asked, when was your birthday? I just turned 24 on the 3rd. My birthday was December 18th. So, and then he said, love the content, by the way, P&L, baby. I don't know what P&L means. It just makes me think of parts and labor, but that's just my my inner service advisor speaking to me. Dunwell, this isn't really a question. He said he noticed the ZZP sticker that's on my R. So my buddy Tyler has a Chevy Cobalt that he's been building. He thought it was funny to put a sticker on my car, and then he didn't tell me for the longest time. He's like, oh, wait till you notice it, wait till you notice it. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm looking everywhere and I just gave up. And then finally one day when I was working on the R under the hood and I saw the sticker and I was like, oh, there it is. And then I just kind of left it there because it's an ongoing joke. So if you ever see the ZZP sticker on my Volkswagen, that's why. Dr. Snowman. Hey Kayla, it's been a month since you installed your new sway bar. Do you recommend getting the aftermarket and links too, or can I just use my existing ones? Thanks. So long story short, I don't know if you watched my whole video because at the end, I'd never installed it. A terrible thing happened, and I received the wrong parts, and yeah. So what happened that night was I just put my stock sway bar on, I put my stock sway bar on that night, because I ended the video because I was so frustrated, and I just was like, I blasted music, and I just fucking reinstalled my subframe, and was like, Mah! It was a horrible time. You know, it's a good way to get your anger out, is just ugga-dugging everything. But yeah, I still don't have my upgraded sway bar on. I literally have my stock sway bar and the upgraded links on the end. I really want to put the bar on, but I mean, they sent me the bushings next day, but I had to put everything back together because I couldn't leave my car on the rack. So hopefully this summer or this coming spring I can drop the subframe. It's just such a big ass job. I didn't feel like doing it before the season ended, before I had to put the R away. So, and then I would recommend doing the aftermarket links along with the sway bar just because of how thick it is, and when you compare it to the OEM links, it's just like, it doesn't make sense. Also, if you plan on messing with your suspension, it's always nice to have those aftermarket links because the ones I have, or the ones I got with it for the whole kit, are adjustable. So, you know, I can always just mess with them instead of having that stock. What the fuck? It's kind of like peanut butter and jelly. Alright, Jeff Dow asks, is your Instagram still a thing or is that gone? It said page isn't available. My Instagram is definitely a thing. I've had it since 2012 and I've never had it not available. So I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe it was just like a random glitch. So this guy, I don't know who you are, but every time you comment on my stuff, it makes my day because your name is so... Your name is funny. So Pussy Monster asks, what did you have to do the second time? Just add more. He's referring to my Haldex service video. After you're done draining the Haldex, that fill plug, you have to stick the little nozzle in for your pump. You have to pump all of the fluid that you possibly can. Once it starts overflowing and dripping out, you screw in the fill plug, lower the car, let the vehicle run for 5 minutes. I believe it's 5 or 8 minutes. I think it was 5 minutes because I had to poop. So like during that video, I had to go to the bathroom so bad, and I tried to like let my car run for 5 minutes, and I like ran, and then I heard my timer go off, and I was like in the bathroom, whatever. Anyways, but yeah, after you let it run for 5 minutes, then you put it back up on the rack, open up the fill plug again, and then begin pumping until it starts pouring out. Then you're good. Then you torque down the fill plug, and then you're good to go. You don't need to do anything else. You just let her run for a little bit. Camlins asks, what about the high beams? This is referring to my LED install video for my Jetta last year. I did not install LED high beams because I don't think I really need them with LED low beams. I was driving home last week and this person, or these people I guess, they're in this old Camry and they started flipping me off through the back window, and I'm like, not on their ass or anything, I'm just behind them like, why are these people flipping me off? And I'm like, maybe my LED, like I'm thinking they're not aligned right, but they're just so bright. And then I was like, I don't fight fire with fire, I'm not a vengeful person, but I was like, okay, you guys want to sit there and flip me off and make faces at me? I think it was like a car of teenagers. So then I turned on my real brights, and then they were like, oh shit, like those are just your low beams. So they turned around and they stopped flipping me off and everything because they realized those are my regular lights. I'm just not gonna do high beams because I rarely use them, and the LEDs do a really good job of seeing 90 miles down the road. Are you ever gonna replace the ECS front lip? Says Justin Dungy. No. Alright, I'll elaborate on that. So my car is on lowering springs and I scrape with that lip going up my driveway. And I mean, maybe if I get bags, but like and the way it's designed, I don't think I'm gonna do it because I would have to drill into my bumper for it to stay. And that's something I just don't want to do. And they sent me another one, but I'm just not gonna install it. That's actually the last question. Cool. Been probably sitting in my gym parking lot for about an hour, so it's time to drink the pre-worky. Again, I was very excited to make this video and I'm happy I got to sit down and interact with you guys. That's cool to me, as you know, you guys are from all over the place. I think there's someone from Sri Lanka. I was like, what? The internet can be such a bad thing, but it also can be a really cool way to communicate with other people around the world. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. All the stuff with the things and the stuff. Meme of the week's gonna be right here. And that is all I have for you today. I'm gonna start downing this. I want you guys to guess in the comments how much you think this banana cream pie was. Let me know. How the fuck do I close that? So stupid. I don't know if you guys are even still watching. Anyways, alright, thank you so much for watching. Bye!